So I trudge through that valley of dust, singing loud, singing strong. Peter Tosh, Peter Tosh.
Hey, it's Papa John. It's Sunday. I think it's February 24th. I took a zero yesterday at Neal's Gap. The weather was really, really bad. They have a hostel there, which is where I spent the night Saturday night. But I went ahead and took a zero. Oh, I spent the night Friday night and took a zero Saturday. There was a driver, a shuttle driver that came in, and he said, I think his name's Splitter. He said he'd been taking people off the trail left and right because the conditions were pretty bad, and it was nice to, I had to resupply. It was nice to resupply and get everything to dry out, but those first 3 days were pretty darn wet, and as you can see, the sun's out today, and I am digging this. This looks good. I wanted to say thank you to all the YouTube people that offer words of encouragement. It gives me something to look forward to at the end of the day, and also let you know I can't send out a YouTube video every day because I don't always have the Wi-Fi signal to do it. So you may go 2 or 3 days without seeing me and then see 2 or 3 days pop up on YouTube. I also wanted to say that I got to thank my wife, Mama John. There's no way I could do this without her support, and she is supporting me. She's my link back home, and she helps me out with stuff. And if she wasn't on board with this, there's no way I could do it. But today I'm gonna do about 12 miles to try to get to Low Gap Shelter, which shouldn't be too bad. And I'll take a few pictures along the way, maybe do some more videos, but I'll check in with you later. This is the trail today. It's not bad. I've only seen a few puddles. A little rocky and a little muddy. But, hey, I'm not getting dumped on by rain, which is good. You just don't know how much of a luxury dry clothing is. It's not raining today, but there's still a lot of water. Never thought of a mountain as swampy, but I guess it can happen. So I was watching a movie last night at the hostel while I was holed up trying to stay out of the weather. And me and Hans watched a pretty good movie I'd never seen before. And I love quotes. And I love quotes from movies. So in this movie, I'm just telling the story so y'all can follow along with me and see the trail. But in this movie, this guy gets a job at this company, and on the first day in orientation, he meets this girl, and he kind of likes her. He's interested in her. So he asks her out to have a drink. This is a couple of days later. He asked her out for a drink. There we go. Yeah. And they meet for a drink at this bar. Ooh, it's getting rocky again. And she says, he gets there, plops down, orders a drink. He's got his hands on the bar, and she looks at his hands, and she says, "So you're married?" And he says, he looks down at his ring and he says, "Well, yeah, but enough about me. Let's talk about you." And I thought that was a pretty good line. There were a lot of witty lines in that movie, but let's see if anybody can name that movie. All right, I'll try to finish the story. Got pretty rocky back there. But it's always, great lines in movies are so memorable. And sometimes it's not necessarily the line, but it's just the way the actor delivers it. And in that situation, it was really good. And just a little while ago, I took some pictures up near some rocks. There was a guy up there. His name was Jeff. He's from Atlanta. So I had him take my picture. And then he wanted me to take his picture. And so he says, make sure you get the whole body in there, and the rock and the mountains and everything. So I did, and I'm taking his picture, and I looked at his belt, and I noticed he's on the tightest rung on the belt, and there's like 20 notches, and the last 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 were punched out, obviously, by him or somebody else. And I said, Jeff, have you lost a lot of weight? And he said, yeah, he'd lost like 80 or 90 pounds. He looked great. I never would have known that he used to weigh more other than the belt. But apparently he likes to hike, and that's how he came out here and lost some weight. So I guess people come out here not only to find themselves, but they come out here to lose a little bit of themselves as well. Oh, I'm not sure what mountain I'm on, but I gotta say, today is just beautiful. And in a way, I'm glad this wasn't my first day, because I would have thought the whole trail should be like this. But I know it can be wet, it can be windy, it can be cold, and it can also be like this, and this is pretty awesome. Hope it's not too windy on the volume, but I'll tell you, I was on the other side of this mountain, and that wind was blowing me around. I'm now on the other side, not quite as windy and a good bit warmer, but I'm about to get into camp. I don't think I filmed very much today because it was very windy. It's a nice day. It's not windy right now, but it has been quite windy. This is about 11.8 miles I'm doing today, and I didn't think it was going to be really hard, but it wasn't really easy, I'll tell you that.
Bunny Wailer set the story. Bob sang it beautifully. He gets all the glory, but the one who made the difference, not one single word was lost.